my name is Allie from Geek and Faerie Tarot, and it's time again to look at the forecast for the month ahead. This month, I decided to do something a little bit different. Traditionally, I have been closing my monthly readings with a card from the Good Tarot, but this month I decided to pull my main 3 cards from the Good Tarot, and instead I'm going to close with the Oracle of the Water deck. With the first day of summer coming up this month, I just felt like the mermaids needed to be here to share a message. And the first card I pulled this month is the 4 of Fire reversed. So what this tells me is that this month we've been struck with a sudden stroke of insight, which gives us a new perspective on an old situation. So if that hasn't happened to you yet, then be prepared because it is coming. So what this means is that we're now able to see things in a new light, giving us some answers to the questions that have been gnawing at us for some time. Now, along with this revelation is a little bit of deconstructing. So we're going to be tearing down some structures in our life that once gave us a sense of stability, but maybe those structures are starting to feel a little more like prisons. So we have to take them apart and rebuild them. We didn't leave enough windows and doors. It's going to feel like we might be taking a few steps backward, but in fact what we're doing is we're going to be course correcting. The second card that I pulled is the Ace of Water. Now, this is our challenger card though this month. And the challenge this month has to do with becoming emotionally balanced. So for some of us, we may find that with this deconstructing and course correcting and rebuilding, for some of us, we're just going to shut down and keep ourselves from feeling anything, because for those people who relate to that, the numbness is probably the best way to cope right now, or at least they think it is, or we think it is. But for others, there might be this overflowing of emotions because it can be a bit overwhelming, and so it's just pouring out of us. Although, now remember, although we have experienced this stroke of insight, this like new truth, this revelation that we, this light bulb moment that went off and we kind of go, aha, I see the truth, I see things how they really are. The light has come down and shown us the truth. It's led us to feel a little bit like fish out of water. We feel like a fish out of water because it's kind of like everything we thought we knew turns out to be something different. And so now we have to cope in this new world. It feels like, things are crumbling down. It's this new world. We have to figure out who we are and what we're doing now. So truthfully, there's probably a lot of emotions that come with that, probably good and bad, rushing through us. And there's probably just going to be times where you don't really know what to feel. And I think it sounds like it's going to be a big deal, and it might sound really scary, but I feel like it's not as big a deal as it sounds. Really, I think this is more minor than major, but it's still going to get us back on track. It will feel a little bit like a little bit of a defeat because we do have to take those few steps back, but it's all for the best. It's what we need to be. We need to get back to the last fork in the road and go down the other path. That's all. So just like this little seahorse's little bubble here, there might be moments, brief moments, where you feel like you're about to burst. So what can you do when those moments happen? Well, that advice comes from the 3 of Water. So what this tells us is we can have a little help from our friends. The 3 of Water advises us to play, to have fun, to seek out company, community, or camaraderie. So not only will this provide us a much needed distraction, but the support we get from our friends or community will help provide some stability in a time when other parts of our life are being deconstructed and being prepared for a rebuild. So our friends are also going to be there to help us keep our flow of emotions well maintained. They're going to be like our emotional plumbers. We're going to use them to keep us grounded and avoid any flood or famine as we work through our feelings. Now, Normally I pull a card from the Good Tarot, but this month I did it a little bit backwards, and I'm going to pull a card from the Oracle of the Water, the Myths and Mermaids Oracle deck. And the card that I pulled for this month is a certain slant of light. So there's a poem that comes with every card in this deck, so I'm going to read the poem to you. So, from the darkness there emerges illumination deemed divine, feckless searching terminated by insight most sublime. From despair and confusion erupts another form of sight, lucidity all resulting from a certain slant of light. So there's that stroke of insight coming. A light will shine down and we'll see things differently. We'll see them for what they really are. It's gonna answer all those unsolved questions, things that where you seemed blocked or it just wasn't making sense or pieces weren't fitting together. Now we kind of have to take a couple steps back to that previous fork in the road so that we can get down the right path and start moving forward again. It's all going to make sense soon. We will emerge from this darkness illuminated and better off for it. And in the meantime, don't forget that we have our friends and our community to lean on to make us laugh and remind us of what is most important. Okay, that is our tarot forecast for the month of June 2019. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you're watching this from Facebook, come find me on YouTube. And until next time, guys, stay shiny and keep sparkling.